I want this to go live. That's where we're at. Okay. There we are. I don't, there's a kind of hard to see. Can we try the middle light? Turn the other light off. All right. Now go to this one here and turn that one off. Yeah, there's a glare no matter what. Let's go back with the far light. Yep, that'll work. It's hard to see because of the glare. This one can be off. Yeah, that one, just that one over there is good. Okay. The lights are flashing on here.
Can you adjust the TV position?
No. Okay, so we want to all right, I'm going to get this so that I'm sharing it with my page. And we are going to be ready to go. Okay, now with that there, you see all that going on up there or no? All right, first of all, this is the official cap of the Dominican Republic World Baseball Classic team. And they were playing today, scrimmaging the Detroit Tigers. I'll just let you know, while I was down there, before I left, I went to Walmart. I found a bunch of Buffalo Bills hats for $5 each. So I took a bunch of them down there, and there is now a Buffalo Bills Mafia presence in the Dominican Republic. So, yeah, so the important stuff. So, all right, well, you guys are sitting so far away over there. Can you even see? Always got to sit back in the corner, don't you? All right, so I'm just going to kind of go through. Does anybody remember anything from my trip last year? What are you saying? I know, that's what we tried to fix, and it didn't. I can't. No, I don't think so. No, no. That's the best we're going to get. I'm sorry. I told everybody I was doing this, so if they really wanted to see, they could have been here. There we go. Let's move this over a little bit. Oh, that totally ruined that. All right, you can see the picture a little better there. It's still not perfect. Anyhow, does anybody remember anything about when I went last year? Just one thing that you remember that I came back and said, we did this, or we did that, or we did this? Because this year was full of a bunch of whole other stuff. Okay.
You went to the dump for lunch or whatever.
I went to where?
Served meals at the dump.
We went to the dump and served meals at the dump. Yes, yes. We did not go there in person this year. We did go, and you'll see, we did go where they were making the food. Normally they serve 125 meals of chicken, but this year he bought pork. Pork was a little more expensive, so he was able to only get 104 full meals out of it. And we worked with Pastor Fanya, great guy. You'll see a picture of me with him here in a little bit. And he cooks all the food, and then he and they go over to the dump still every Monday, and they hand out a nice little to-go white styrofoam to-go container of rice and meat and a salad. If they serve chicken, it's a lettuce salad. If it's pork, it's a cabbage salad. So we did do that. So the main purpose for going, obviously, is we support Jeff and Jama are the missionaries that we give our largest support to on a monthly basis. As things are going, it is my desire and hope to maybe increase a little bit what we even give to them, just because when you go there and see how hard both Jeff and Jama work, I mean, it's just really incredible. I almost felt, they're probably going to be watching this tonight, but I almost felt like Jeff was a little lost because he didn't have a project going on. So it was kind of good I was down there, because it gave him something to do to actually, but he is going to be busy, because in April they are going to start building another church building, and then as soon as that one is done, the one place where we went, where I'm going to show you a lot of pictures, they're going to build a church in, I believe, Hema Abajo, which is where we were on Tuesday, the last day that I was there before I flew home. And I've been there twice. Pastor Fanya is going to be the one that runs that church, and he just got a heart for God. He's a former police officer, almost got killed by, I think it was drug lords or somebody, and got out of the police force and took up a even more serious, dangerous job. Instead of just drug addicts and alcoholics, he's now battling against principalities and powers in advancing the kingdom of God. So really, it's a privilege and an honor to go down and see the work that they're doing, and just to know that our money is not being wasted. Jama really oversees a lot of the kids' ministries, but she can preach too. I'm telling you, she's a good preacher. She's making sure her kids, they get homeschooled, they're getting a great education, they're very intelligent, great kids, well behaved, they're like any normal kid. They have their disagreements from time to time, but they get beyond it, and really had a good time of fellowship with them, and I'll kind of share with you some of that stuff. I'm going to go day by day here. I'll try to draw this out and even it out. I don't know how long it's going to take, but if you get too bored, let me know, and we'll speed up the process. But I'm hoping there'll be some videos here you'll be able to see. But the reason we go, the reason they're down there, the reason I went, is for the glory of God. Not to draw attention to ourselves, but to do the work of ministry, to share the gospel. We got to share the gospel with probably with the Christmas program, about 300 kids while we were down there, so it was very good. So we do everything for the glory of God, and that's what 1 Corinthians 10:31 says. Whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God. And I can assure you, Jeff and Jama are doing that, and that was my hope and purpose for going down there. It was not a vacation. I did experience some things for the first time down there that I hadn't experienced last year. I got sick from something, I don't know what. I battled sinus and all of that. They were battling it a little bit as well, but we got a lot accomplished. So let's move on. Okay, so what you see here, you see that fence? And then if I can go in, if you can see, that's electric wires going along there. What do you think? What do you think that's at?
On the border.
Huh?
On the border. On the border?
It's not the border. No, very interesting. When you die down there, they do not bury you underground. Their cemeteries are built above ground, and they may stack you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 high, but it's in a box. And they put the casket in there with the bones, and you have to pay, your family has to pay a monthly rent for you to stay in that box. And so the cemetery that we were at was probably 100 to 150 yard long block, and it was square. So 150 yards this way, 150 yards that way, and there were people buried. I mean, there were people buried in there from way back, like I think way back in the 1920s. I saw a box with a name and the date of their birth and death, and so somebody has been paying rent for those bones and that body or that corpse, whatever it is, to be in there for over 100 years. Somebody's been paying, and so this here, because crime is so big, when I was there last year, this was not around the cemetery. This was all put up in the last year, and that's a fence, and at the top, that's electric. And they had a problem because the caskets, many of them are made of metal, and you can make money out of metal. People were going into the cemetery, breaking the boxes open, and taking the metal caskets and going and turning them in to get money. And so the city said, let's put an electric fence up, and you can't go in there. I'm going to show you something else that they do to the caskets to stop people from wanting to go and steal them as well. Yes. Yeah, go ahead. You were first.
What happens with people that are too poor to pay that?
What's that?
What happens to families that are too poor to pay
Uh,
to have their
I-
family member?
They probably cremate them.
Oh,
Yep. Yep.
okay, that's what I was wondering.
Okay. Yeah, I'm assuming they would be cremated, and either the ashes are kept at the home or they're taken somewhere and spread wherever the family would wish. Yep.
Aruba stacks them up, too.
Yep. Yep. It must be kind of common, but that was one of the things last year when I was there that Jeff's dad, my good friend David Eastman, said, make sure you take him to see the cemetery. And so we went and saw the cemetery, and I'm going to show you later, I'm going to show you that while I was down there, Cielo, who is Jama and Jeff's adopted Dominican daughter, just a beautiful girl, loves the Lord, great kid. Her mother died, grandmother, and she died one day. They did the viewing, the funeral, and the burial all the next day. So they don't embalm them down there. So, but anyhow, that's the cemetery. And I got two pictures. There you can see some of the boxes with bodies in them. That's how high they stack them. And can you imagine now getting a casket up into the top box and putting it in there? All right. And I imagine some of them they put, yes.
If they don't embalm them, wouldn't that be smelly or disgusting, or,
It is what it is.
I mean,
Well, those
like
are
you
probably
open it,
sealed.
put another casket in there?
They're probably sealed
I think each one of them.
container, you know,
Yeah.
sealed.
I mean, they seal them pretty good. They cement seal them together.
Oh.
So yeah, I will be honest. I probably went by that cemetery 20 times. If I went by it once, I never smelled anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's because you were having a sinus problem.
That's right.
Well, I did. So, but last year I was there and walked in the cemetery and I didn't smell anything. So,
In New
yeah.
Mexico, they stack, but underground.
I'm sorry.
In New Mexico, they do one on top of another, but underground.
Okay, all right. And I do know of somebody here in the States that wanted to be, and there's a joke about that too, about a lady who wanted to make sure she was buried on top of her husband because she didn't want him holding her down when the rapture took place or something like that. So, but anyhow, those are some caskets. This here is just a picture to show you there is some wealth down there. I mean that's a nice little Toyota 4Runner. They do have some people that get some money somewhere, and I'm going to get into that in a little bit. This was this was a bakery shop. I love, my wife doesn't like this, but I gotta be honest, I love to have like a donut or a pastry or something with my cup of coffee in the morning. I'm not really all that much of an eggs, and I don't like bacon. I like sausage. But so one of the first things I had to do is Jeff and Jama make a nice pot of coffee every morning, but they didn't have anything to go with the coffee. So I told Jeff, we got to find a pastry shop, and this is a pastry shop. All of these things. This is a banana bread. This is an orange bread. This is let's see, what is the other one? I can't remember what that one is. And that's a cornbread. And the cornbread, they're all really soft. That's a real delicacy down there. These are brownies. Their little girl, she helped me eat all the brownies. I didn't even have any of the brownies, but they're just all really. Those are just really good treats that the bakery made. This is I actually bought one of those that was really good. There was enough of that. I shared it with the kids. Anything I brought in the house to eat, the kids helped me eat. I didn't eat it all myself. These are just, there's the bread and the rolls and the things. They make these fresh every day. And it's just a shop on a corner. There's some of the stuff in the cold deli. There is juices. That's the name of the company, Rika Petite. They have Gatorade, little boxes of juice. This right here is molasses soda, and that's huge down there. And they wanted me to try a bottle last year, and I didn't. But this year I said, you know what? I'm going to try a bottle, and I bought it, and I drank it. I mean, it wasn't the greatest flavor, but it wasn't the worst flavor either. I actually can't drink Coke and Pepsi right now because of when I had COVID. It messed up my taste buds, and this tasted better than Coke and Pepsi did. So. But those are little bottles of soda. They sell a lot of it. Coke is the primary product down there. It's big. Let's see, we want to go down there. Coca-Cola, and then there's a generic brand, Country Club it's called. So, just a little bakery on the corner. Not really a little. Actually, it was a bigger bakery. There are people ordering stuff to eat. We'll get in now.
Donuts on his apron?
What's that?
Did that guy have donuts on his apron? Like the yellow apron and the, oh no, it's something sitting on the shelf. Avocados.
Oh yeah, avocados, yep. Kathy.
So, for those drinks, do they come from the United States, or do they come?
No, they would manufacture it down there somewhere. Yeah. I say this, most of the country, I think I told Roger this one, and I thank Roger for picking me up at 12:30 in the morning last week. It's probably second world country, not third world. So they've got some semblance of
Manufacturing and stuff.
yeah, not a whole lot of manufacturing, but some semblance of civilized living. But
But did they have a Tim Hortons?
they do not have Tim Hortons.
That's
No.
another second.
No, that's what they're saying, yeah.
No Tim Hortons. But they did have some other restaurants. But here we are. We're just driving down the street, and how do you like the wiring? I mean, what house does it go? I mean, you have to figure out. You have to be good at jigsaw puzzles to figure that out. But he's parked right in the middle of the road, and he's doing work. I mean, that's just how they do it. No cones, nothing set out. So, oops. So that was that. There he is, getting ready to move it.
All those wires though, how does he keep from getting electrocuted when they're all this way that way?
Decapitated, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I just, well, I mean, to me, the biggest danger is the vehicles. I mean, look at, there's a car trying to come this way, while that car is trying to go that way. The traffic down there it's crazy. Jeff is amazing driving, and motorcycles come from everywhere, behind you, in front of you, beside you. Yeah, it's a real treat. So there he is. I don't know. He's getting ready to lower his box or something. But so this is traffic. Now this is not even a bad day of traffic. But look at people walking on the side. Look up ahead. You see all the motorcycles going. People on the side. Here they come. You never know.
Oh,
If,
and that pulled right in front of
yeah. One of the crazy things is I'm hoping to see one. But like parents with like infants, they're holding their infants going down the road with their and holding on to the baby like this. You don't see any there, but
on a motorcycle?
on a motorcycle. I kid you not. Last year I saw a family of 6 on one motorcycle. And they have rules and regulations, but the population is so big. And Jeff is telling me that for the most part, the police are really afraid of the people. So unless they're in a group together doing like a sting or something, they don't. I mean, look at just come right at you.
There's no helmet law?
No, well there's a helmet law, but
I saw one with
they do stings to enforce the helmet law. But most of the time when they set up, if they're doing it, somebody looks ahead and sees, and they'll turn around and go back, and they'll let everybody know as they're going back the other way. Hey, there's a sting up there, so be careful. But yeah, just and this is mild compared to some countries, but it's just look at the driving, just through vehicles and all of that. And Jeff was
But there's no
amazing.
lines on the road. Did you-
Jeff was amazing. There's a bakery over there that Jeff a lot of times stops at and gets baked goods to take to church for fellowship.
Is there any lines on the road?
Huh?
Is there any lines on the road?
No. No. All right. This is the Haitian church that they built last year. That looks like a nice building, doesn't it? It really is. And we're heading here. We're going to be doing a Christmas toy giveaway, and I shared the gospel. So there's the inside of the church. It seats 450 to 500 people, and they're the kids. You can see the kids over on the side there. They're starting to roll in. There they are. We ended up giving away, I think it was 110 Christmas gifts this day, and even more kids kind of came in after this. But before we did it, I got to share the gospel with them, let them know their need for Jesus. The Haitian believers are very strong there. The Haitian church does have some illegal immigrants that go to the Haitian church, so they are very cautious when they're going, because I'll say this probably a couple times, but they don't mess around with illegal Haitians. If they catch you, they put you in the paddy wagon and they drive you straight back to the border, and out you go. And guess what? Nobody's over there protesting. They all understand it's part of the.
But there are some who have legally.
There are legal ones there, yes. The pastor and his wife and family are all here legally in the Dominican Republic.
I bet it's a long process to apply.
Long and expensive, yeah. And he quoted me figures, but I wouldn't want to re-quote them because I'd be afraid I'd get them wrong. But I'll show you later when we did the service the following morning. See that? There's more. I think if I go like this, I don't know. Yeah, there we go. But both sides are filled up now. And then there's parents that are there. So what we did is we did like a little service with them, and then some of them, they were offered a prize if they would come up and sing one of their songs that they'd been taught. And so if they came up and sang, Jeff would give them a 100 peso bill, and that's a lot of money for some of them. So, but there they are, and then there's Jeff up there with them. Jama, like I said, Jama does a great job. Really, really good people. And there's another one of them. Here she is singing, and I probably should turn this up. And I have no idea what she was singing. Notice almost all of their clothes has American writing on it. They're all in English. So we're shipping a lot of clothes over there. So but beautiful voices. And then there's a picture from up above. You can see all the kids, and I believe, I'm not positive, I think that may be the pastor in the middle there with the white and black striped shirt. Good guy. So that was the Haitian church giveaway where we gave toys to the kids. And it's just bedlam when you start giving. I mean, there's almost no way to be completely 100% organized. The one event that we did do, we had a couple of ladies from there helping us out, and that was the most organized of the 3 events. But you know, some of them they don't get a Christmas gift. So Jeff has a great program. You either get one gift that's worth about $8 to $12, or you can get 2 gifts that are worth about $4 to $6 each, or you can get 3 gifts that are worth about $3 to $4 each. And then now the other issue is, for the most part, Dominican kids don't pick anything out for themselves. Their parents are always there going, get this, get this, get this. And Jeff makes the parents stay back and says, let the kid pick it out. And it's for many of them, it's probably the first time the kids ever got to make that choice for themselves. Yes?
Were they on tables or in bins? Or
No, they were on the floor. Laying on the floor. And we had like I was in front of the stack of like the big prizes, and then we had people, because if you don't have people, I mean, people walk up and you know, adults will walk up and try to take stuff, and you got to be really careful about it. So, but here, if you get sick and you need an ambulance ride, that's your ambulance ride. They'll take you right to the doctor's office or to the hospital. And I have no idea what's inside that ambulance, and I just knew for sure I did not want to ride in that ambulance. So that is an ambulance.
Is it just like a SUV or something?
It's like a Dodge Caravan, yeah. Yeah, yep. All right, this is a car dealer, and one of the issues with car dealers is most of the people that are automobile dealers are drug dealers, and so the business is like the cover for the business. And Jeff was saying, you know, it's hard to know who's legitimately selling cars and who's legitimately selling drugs. But that is part of the makeup of the country. All right, what do we got here? I think that's just a picture of the mountain. I'm not sure why I took that. Not sure what I was looking at there. Just the mountains. See how high the hills are. We were going up to Monte Cristi. It's about a 3.5 hour drive from La Vega up to. It's about 40 miles from the Haitian border. And these are the kind of things you come behind as you're traveling up through. This guy here was taking a load of mattresses somewhere. What else we got? All right, this is probably going to make some of you sick, but these are skinned goats, and they hang them out 85, 90 degrees. They hang them out, and people come along and buy them, but it gets worse. They don't throw the innards away. They hang the innards up separate from the goat, and you can buy the innards, and that's a very, very popular stew that they make. Is like, I have to say it the way it is, goat gut stew. They do the same thing with cows, and it's like for the poorer people, that's like a delicacy. I mean, it's a treat. When we came home from,
I don't think it's sick.
Well, that, you have to understand, they do get sick, some of them. It's an issue over there. Jeff and Jama is working particularly with one of the mothers, just trying to teach her why they have so many stomach problems is because of the food that they're eating. And so it's part of their discipleship is teaching them what they probably should be eating and what they shouldn't be eating. But there were literally 10 to 20 little stations like that. Those are goats right there, all skinned out, hanging out in 85-degree weather. And then there's guts over here. And people come along, they stop, they buy the goat, put it in their car, take it home, or they buy the guts and they take it home to make goat gut stew. And it's a very popular meal. So this is, remember I said it's second world? All right. Haiti would be what we would consider third world, because Haiti, they will go to the dump if somebody throws this out with maggots on it, and they'll haul it on their shoulder and they'll take it home. One particular guy, Jeff was saying, he found a quarter of a beef with maggots all over it. He was taking it home with the biggest smile on his face because he was going to be able to sell some of it to people. And yep. So here's another one that we passed. That goat doesn't realize what his destiny is, but he's going to be hanging there eventually. There's some more. You can see the goats, and there's the guts over there. So I couldn't get enough pictures of the goats and the guts.
Were you tempted to taste a little bit?
I had the opportunity to have goat gut stew, and I politely passed.
Good choice.
Yep. There's some more. They hang them out.
Hanging out with the goats.
All right. So we're on our way to Monte Cristi. We're going to be about 40 miles from the border. There are people that are crossing the border and illegally entering the Dominican Republic. And these are a real thorny tree. And as you're going up towards the towards the ocean, the Haitians come in. Well, the police, immigration, they start chasing them. Well, this stuff is really thick. I mean, if you've ever walked through thorn brushes, well, this is like thorn brush only 10 times worse. And the Haitians they don't care about the thorns. They're going to sacrifice their body. They don't want to get caught. So they will run into the thorn bushes here, and they'll crawl through it, get scratched up, get clawed, get pricked, but the police won't go in there after them to get them because they don't want to. And so they'll run in there and hide so that they don't get caught. And it's really thick stuff. See the snow on the side of the road? That's not snow. That's garbage. Okay, just so you know. But this is that thorn stuff thin. I think I have some pictures where it's really thick. There it's thicker, but it's even thicker than that, where they'll run into it and they'll hide. I think, yeah, that is nope, that's not it. I got it better. That's just the side of the road. That's one of the other things down there. They don't think in it. If they have a candy bar, the wrapper goes out and they eat the candy bar, and they don't. Just so you know, the Amish are kind of like that around here too. I remember giving Amish kids some candy on my bus. They get off the bus, put the candy in their mouth, and just throw the wrapper on the ground. I don't know why they do that, but not all of them, but some of them. All right. These are the birds build nests up there on the telephone poles. Again, this is all on the way to Monte Cristi in the north. This is a cotton tree, and you can see the cotton on the tree. And I'm assuming somebody lost an umbrella in there, but I'm assuming somebody must go along and pick the cotton. I don't know. Yeah.
So you said there was a phone pole. So do they have regular phones, or do they use cell phones?
They have phones, but everybody's really got cell phones now, not landline phones, but those are telephone poles is what we call them. Power poles, I guess, is what you could call them. But there's the cotton tree. Anybody know what this is? Anybody want to take a guess what that is?
Farm.
Yeah, well, no, it's not. Actually, it's not a farm.
Grain,
Huh?
grain storage.
No, it's a rice plant. There's rice fields all around there, and they pick the rice and take it in there and do what they need to do, process it to get it where it needs to go. So there it is. It is one of the few manufacturing things that they have, and we get closer. There it is again, a little closer. Now you see the towers where all the rice goes in. This is, what do you notice about that? They're cinder blocks. They're not.
They're not
There's
tied
nothing
down.
tied.
They're not tied down. They just stack them on there, and down the road they go.
They go flat on the
Racket
truck.
straps?
They hit a bump. You could have a, don't follow too close because you could get a cinder block in your. But they don't ratchet strap them. If there is laws, they don't follow them. But we followed this guy for quite a while before we could actually get out around him, and this is one of the main roads that goes right through the center of the country. So this is considered an interstate or a highway, right there.
There are lines on that one. Yeah, there's lines on that.
Yeah, there are lines there, but even if it's a solid line, they'll pass you if they think there's a shot. So there's the truck.
Is he kind of riding on the edge of the road so people can pass it?
What's that?
The truck was kind of,
Yeah.
so people could get around it?
Yeah, they typically aren't that polite though. They're just in your way, and it's up to you to try and figure out when you want to risk your life to go by them. But again, I've been down there 15 days now. I've seen one little minor mishap. I've not seen any accidents. So they really do recognize and honor. First one there has the right of way, and they're really good at that. And you might be there a split second in front of somebody, but they know it, so they'll wait for you to go before they go. So they're pretty good at that. That is the Dominican flag. Huh?
No stupid roundabouts?
We actually did hit a couple of roundabouts. Yes.
You know?
Yep. There actually were in La Vega. There's 2 or 3 of them that we actually went around.
Oh,
Yep.
they drive me nuts.
That's a flag outside of a Shell gas station. Gas is $2.90 a liter. So it's expensive. Yep, it's very high. All right. This is the town welcoming us to Monte Cristi, which is in the northwestern, right on the border of, right on the coast of the North Atlantic Ocean. So, and we did go. So they have a church there, and we drove up around to see. There's 2 ladies that are kind of helping run the church, and we went up by around their house, but we weren't sure if they were home or not, and there was an emergency that had come up, so we didn't jump. If we'd have seen them out, we were going to stop and talk with them, but we didn't see them out, so we don't know if they were home or not. And because of the emergency that came up, we decided to just head back home. We were tired. This is getting to Monte Cristi, and then they just got done celebrating. Oh my gosh, what's it called? It's a celebration that they do. The Catholic Church is behind it, but it's really, there's really some strange, like cultish stuff in it. I'll have to think of what it is. Carnival is what it's called. And so they were celebrating Carnival, and they had all their, but it ended like the day after this. So, that's just a narrow one-way street. Yeah.
Did you see a Catholic church then?
Did I see Catholic? Oh yeah, they're primarily probably 80% Catholic.
Oh,
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Very, very big Catholic. These here, now we're getting closer to the ocean. These are salt licks. And Jeff said many times they collect salt out of here, and they have salt piled up, and you can stop and scoop salt out and it's regular. It's not processed, but it's salt that you can use. And so these are the salt licks. There we are looking at I don't know why the color changed on this, but it looks almost purple, doesn't it, or pinkish? See the hill over there? That's right, right by the ocean, that hill is. And then the water recedes, and it leaves a residue of salt behind. And then they scrape it up into a pile and process it. There you can see the salt. I think it's usually bigger piles than that.
One more question.
Way too many. This was a restaurant that we ate at there. I think this might be where I got sick, but I'm not sure. Those are all, he had all sorts of old antiques in there. Look at those bikes.
Old typewriter? Like an old
Yep,
typewriter?
yep,
Oh my goodness.
yep. Typewriters, radios. Yeah.
Ron, Kathy has a question.
Who?
Remember, I'm going back to those goats, 'cause the goats, do they take like that salt and try to preserve themselves?
They don't do any.
Those goats drive me crazy.
They just skin them and hang them, and somebody comes along and buys them. Yeah.
That freaks me out. They're like a deer.
Maybe next time you could take some signs that they just add salt.
She'll be hearing a goat blatting in her sleep tonight. Here is the Atlantic Ocean. See how muddy that is? Somewhere along the line there was a storm going on, and Jeff said he'd never seen it this muddy. So, but the water was pretty rocky and stirring up stuff. And this is looking. We were sitting here waiting for our food to come, and we were taking pictures. We're sitting in a restaurant. It's wide open, and you can see the water. See the water coming up over. It's hitting the bottom of that wall and splashing over. And we're sitting at the table right there. Pretty cool. This was just a picture of, you can see the water splash up, and yeah, it came up over. It wasn't really good. Some more of the antiques. I want to get, there I am. And there's little Lexi. She just turned 3 in January. And I don't know, my son says I'm a little kid magnet, because everywhere I go, little kids seem to follow me around, and I just say people just recognize, or kids recognize genuineness and a graceful spirit, I think. Because I do love kids. That's the name of the restaurant we were at. All right, this is where we walked way up on a cliff to look out over the Atlantic Ocean. I'm going to show you a view of the ocean with a video, and you can hear the wind blowing. I mean, it was coming in pretty hot. That's a little island out off of that mountain that I showed you. Here we are climbing up the mountain. That was the town. So they have the 14 steps of the cross for the Via Dolorosa. You can do the steps of the cross on Easter weekend and go up. From where we parked, it was 800 yards, but there were like 3 stations of the cross on the other side of the road that we didn't do, and then we did the last 9 when we walked up to the top of this hill. And I just thought I'd take a couple pictures of those crosses. That's what they look like, and each of them represent some sort of Jesus' journey while he was going to be crucified. Now,
That is a Catholic thing, isn't it?
now we're up on top of the mountain. The white van there, that's Jeff's van. We walked all the ways up here from I I don't have anything to point with here. Let me find something. So started coming up, way up there. We started coming around, and this is where we parked. There's a bathroom here, and just a picnic area there. This is kind of a little bit of almost like an Allegheny State Park type deal. But we're way up on top of the hill, and then they have swings up there. We're standing by one of the swings. There we are looking out. There we are looking out over the ocean. See the waves coming in. You can even see the mud kind of there in the back of the waves. But here we are. Listen to the wind blowing. And it's really blowing that hard. We walked up to the top of that hill and back and down. And we're going to be going way down. There's a swing here. There's Jeff and Jane. There's a swing right up there that we all went and swung on. So, but the wind was really howling.
Do they have poisonous critters?
Huh?
Do they have poisonous critters that would be, you know, like snakes and spiders?
Oh,
and
no.
things?
No, there are no poisonous snakes on the Dominican, on Hispaniola. None. There are tarantulas, but there's no poisonous snakes. Last year I got a picture of a really pretty green snake down there.
There are no pretty snakes.
That one was. My favorite color is green, so. That's the swing.
It's nice that you can find a pretty green snake that you like, but, yeah.
Here we are out at the edge of the cliff looking down at the ocean and that rock. There's another picture later. I'm running out of.
Maybe you could just say it was safe because it's not pretty.
So here we are at the top of the cliff, looking out over the Atlantic Ocean. You can hear the wind blowing, and we're going to look down. That's the rock. Can you imagine now a hurricane? Can you imagine what the water would look like coming in through there? And then we're going to walk over. We're going to look down, and there's the beach. That's the beach right there. And we found a bunch of coral that had floated up there. But it is illegal to, oh, there we go. It is illegal to transport coral that you find on a beach. It's illegal to transport it internationally. So, but yep, there we are. All right, I got to get through this because I want to get to some of the ministry stuff. It was really hot this day. There's some more goats. We didn't know if they were. We could not tell if they were wild or not. But both Jeff and I had the same thought. We would have loved to have been goat hunting right then. We just didn't have a stand to put them out after we. And then here's the ocean. We found lots of coral. One of the other experiences we had was we got to, this is Parque Nacional El Morro. And there was a guy selling fresh coconut juice and coconut water. And so Jeff bought us all a glass of coconut water. Maybe that's what made me sick. I don't know. I just know what.
We tried that when we were on a cruise, and my grandkids hated it.
Yeah? Did they?
Like it?
Well, they sweetened it for us. They put sugar in it for us.
Oh, no.
But here, he is pouring fresh coconut water into our cups to drink. They recommend that he add some sugar to it, and so I had them add sugar.
So then the goats run around like wild animals.
Yeah, like deer. You guys are like
Up
fixated.
to a certain point, and
You
then
guys are
they'll-
fixated on the goats, aren't you? Yeah, they just run around like they're.
I mean, you see, well, I guess.
Yeah. Yep, and then there he's taken the meat of the coconut out and he's going to put it into our cups so that we can actually eat the fresh coconut with our coconut water.
Almond and
Yep.
chocolate, you'd be.
And,
Said you have a-
and,
have
and
a-
just for your interest, there's more goats.
Yeah, there's a-
Well, I mean, I could see deer, but I guess maybe they don't have those.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff and I immediately thought of deer hunting when we saw
Yeah.
the goats. Yep. And there's a black one. And then as we're coming back through, this one, this old grandpa was along the side of the road. This was about 4 miles away from where those last goats were. He's just walking down the sidewalk like he owns it. There he is. And then here, this is a 3-wheeled buggy, like a taxi. You need a ride somewhere, you can hail it down and they'll stop and pick you up and take you where you need to go. And they have these all over the place in the northern part of the country. All right. There are Lexi and I. This is back to the Haitian church. There's Lexi waiting for her supper, her dinner. Cute little girl. There are those thorn bushes. See how thick they are? Now we're on our way home. Thorn trees that the Haitians hide in to escape capture. Yes?
When Jeff was here last time, he said that, they had decided to stay there, to make their home there.
His house is currently for sale in Kane. He's trying to sell it. If you know anybody looking for a house in Pennsylvania, make them an offer. But they are selling their house and they're going to take up permanent residence. They have to leave every so often and do like a sabbatical back home. But their daughter, Cielo, is a native of Dominican.
But if they ever decided to come back here, would that be a problem, bringing the child back?
No,
She's not American.
well, I don't know the inner workings of that, but I'm sure they could figure it out. Yeah. They do throw a lot of garbage along the road. I mean, it just, could you imagine if our roads were like that, the stink people would make? More goats, for those of you who are inclined. I'm just going through my, the crime is bad. Every house down there has bars. I mean, you have to bar them up, because if you don't, somebody going along, you're going to find them in your house when you get home if you don't. So they have a very nice house. This is on the porch, the outer, whatever you call it. This is right off of their living room on the second floor. This young man attends their church, and he is being highly recruited and sought after. He is a phenomenal baseball player, so they think that he could possibly end up in the major league someday. And so he wanted to make sure, I prayed over him last year when I was there, and he had to make sure he came up to see me, and we got our picture together.
Did you get something autographed?
I did not. This is Miguel. Miguel is kind of Jeff's right-hand man. He lives right up there by the church, so he'll go and get the church open and get it ready. And this is a casket. This is Cielo's grandmother. This is her casket being raised up to the 5th level to be slid into the holding box. And this guy's on a ladder, and then they've got people up on boxes, and they've got a rope underneath it to pick it up to actually get it in where it's supposed to be. So that was the process. And
Mausoleum?
see the flowers right there? What's that?
Is that like a mausoleum?
They do not have mausoleums here. No, these are just boxes that are outside, stacked up on top of one another. The casket goes in it. They seal it off.
They're kind of like
These are like those
they're kind of
cars
like
that-
a vault that we would put under the ground.
Yes, yes.
And they're flat on top.
Yep.
And they just keep
And then
stacking
they,
them up.
and then they seal it off. Yep. See the flowers? Beautiful flowers were on her casket.
So, do they put them in through the end then? They slide the casket?
They slide the casket into like the vault, like Roger said.
On the top.
Yep.
So then they wouldn't put another vault on it until after that vault is full, then they put another one on.
Right.
Well, it's only one.
There's only one casket per vault, though.
Right, but they
Yeah.
wouldn't put it, right.
So after this one,
Go 4 high.
yeah.
So they
Well,
wouldn't put the next one up until Till after
They
that.
might go 6 high. Yeah,
Do they go, like, does the family buy the whole thing, so they're buried with
not
their family?
not necessarily, but they do write on the outside, on the end of the vault. They write who it is, date of birth, date of death, and that way they know who the family is that has to pay the rent for it, and they have to pay the rent every month. Another thing, I told you this last year, I don't know if you remember, but you don't buy lumber down there. If you go to the lumber shop, you pay a monthly rent on the lumber. So that's why Jeff has gone to building everything with steel, because steel you own. But lumber, you go to lumber shop and buy lumber, you have to pay rent on that lumber every month.
If you don't, do they come back and try to get their
They
lumber?
they come back to try to get their lumber, yes.
Oh my word.
Yep.
So, in retrospect, you're telling how much, like the little chicklets and that, how much would they have to pay for,
I have no idea.
I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, I really did.
Cause, I mean, if they don't have a lot of money, it
Yeah.
seems like,
Yeah, I don't, yeah, that would be a question next time Jeff or Jamie are here, I think that's a good question we should ask them. Yeah, but there they are, putting, so this is the other thing they do now to stop the theft, is Jeff said, before they put the casket up there, the undertaker took a big brick and smashed it into the ends of the casket to
damage it.
to damage it so that people wouldn't want to go in and try and steal it. So they do that with all the caskets now. So we live in a fallen world. There I am on the swing up above the Atlantic Ocean. Yep. And there's little Lexi. Yep. She looks much better on the swing than I did. Here we are. This is at church. This is the Friday night service. This is the altar call. I preached on 10 benefits of the Holy Spirit in our life. And when I was done, I did an altar call and asked anybody who wanted a fresh touch of the Holy Spirit in their life. And all you got to do is say, I'll pray for you, and everybody comes up. I mean, you don't even have to say it specifically for anybody or anything. You just say, I'll pray for you, and they all come. They always want prayer. So, but the Holy Spirit was really evident that night, and my voice was beginning to go because of the sinus thing. So it was really hard to pray, but I worked through it.
So, did you preach in English?
Huh?
Did you preach in English and?
I preach in English, and Jeff translates.
Okay, that's-
Yep. So my hour-long sermons are 2 hours long down there.
Because we understand English.
No, no.
Except for last Sunday.
Um,
Your pastor last Sunday.
I was done before noon Sunday.
I know.
Yeah.
Believe it. So he's done.
I don't know what was wrong with me. There they are, raising the casket. This was the meal we had after the, what night was this? The Sunday night service? No, because I was sick on Sunday. What night was this?
What is it?
That is like a taco salad, except with French fries. Except, what do we put on taco salad here?
Salsa. Sour cream and salsa.
Sour cream, salsa, huh? Beef.
Tomato,
Yeah, they had.
onion,
So this had goat?
No,
No, it did not. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I was waiting for that.
I'm kidding. It wasn't goat. It was beef. At least I think it was beef. All right. They told me it was beef.
Maybe that's what got you.
But for their dressing, you know, we put what? A French dressing or an Italian dressing they put ketchup and mayonnaise on the meat. And then they put the lettuce on top of that and shredded cheese. And so I'm eating it going, this tastes just like ketchup and mayonnaise. And that's what it was. So I did not expect that. But I ate some of it. But this is when I really started it was before this that my stomach started to, must have been Saturday night, I think. I can't remember.
What's on the
But anyhow,
plate?
huh?
What's on, oh, French fries on it.
Yep, and I ate the French fries as well. Yep. But there was a guy from New York City, a Dominican guy, who spoke English, he was a Dominican, but he spoke English because he had lived in New York City. He was the one that was a young guy cooking the food. So I was able to carry on a little conversation with him. That juice they have there is 100% pureed strawberry juice. All strawberry juice. It was really good. It was really good. Oops. All right, what happened here? Do we have anything up there? All right, there we go. All right, so that was good. This is Angel and Michael. You see what they have on their heads. They were the reason I took some of those Bills hats down there, as I wanted to give them. They are the family that Jeff and Jama are really working with and discipling, and they're just really good kids. Really good kids. I think Angel, the one in the red shirt, I think if somebody worked with him, he could be a phenomenal baseball pitcher. He's just got a perfect pitching motion. So with that said, there's a possibility that I may go back in October or November with Rick Rowland. Rick Rowland has the International Sports Academy, and we're going to see if we can't pair up his ministry with Jeff and Jama's ministry in some of their churches. Pastor Fanya, who's really working hard to build his church in Hima Abajo, he's going to be promoting in the town that we are coming back to possibly start a sports club, and their primary sports down there are what?
Soccer and baseball.
Huh?
Soccer and baseball.
Baseball is their number one sport, and then soccer. But really, basketball is probably just as big as soccer. But we're looking at possibly, we're not sure what kind of club, but we're thinking baseball. But Rick is going to go down. We're just going to look and see if there's a way to get it to work. And that's all based on board approval from Jeff and Jama's covering MEA, the ministry that I grew up in. We want to get approval from them. We don't want to just go down and do it. We want to make sure we're working with integrity with them. But what's that? Well, that would be something we would work on getting and making. Supplying the equipment and all of that. So Angel and Michael are wonderful. Their mother, on our way back from, where did we go? On our way back from Hima Abajo, we stopped at a restaurant on the side of the road, and she ordered a bowl of goat gut stew, and ate it, and she loved it. They're probably a little more sanitary at that restaurant. Jeff picks and chooses where he goes. And she said it was delicious. So, and I said, I'll take your word for it.
But they do have ball fields and stuff in certain areas.
They do.
Because the Dominican has a big tournament for baseball.
Yeah, because who's going down there?
The grandson.
Roger's grandson is going down representing the USA in a tournament, baseball tournament down in the Dominican Republic. So pretty cool. This is pork, and they killed the pig. They butchered the pig.
I thought you meant the guy with.
No. That's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle there. What's his name? Raphael. Yeah. No, this is all pork, and there were probably 15 to 20 stands, one right after the other, and they all had butchered a pig and cooked it up and hung it up, and people go by, would pull their car over, grab a chunk of pork, get back in their car, and down the road they'd go. Huh?
At least it was cooked.
It was, yes, it was cooked, but I did not buy any pork. There's what the pork actually looks like.
It would
Just-
probably be safer to eat the pork than the fish.
And I think they deep fry it, so it's pretty cooked. But again, they leave it out until it's all gone. They'll sell it till it's, yep. So, what is this? This is the Caribbean Sea. There's the water spraying up. I got a great video here I want to show you. We actually walked out right next to it. There's the water spraying up. See that little, see this little thing right here? There's a guy fishing right there. So we went down and watched him fish. And here's the water spraying up. Watch this.
Whoa.
Isn't that pretty cool? That is, look how blue and pretty that water is.
That water is beautiful.
Yes, it is. It's absolutely beautiful.
I kept taking pictures of it and could never get the picture to,
Um,
the picture to look as beautiful as that.
All right,
water.
there it is again. That's the same video. All right, here we are. Here he is. This one, he's bringing in just a little fish. He's got a little like a little sea bass. And he's gonna. That's the only thing he caught while we were there. Or no, that's one of the things he caught while we were there. But that was the first thing he had caught all morning. So, and this is about noon. And Jeff said normally they fish till about 10 o'clock. So it was rare to actually see and find somebody out there fishing. But he caught something. And then that's a nice little cove that you could just kind of see the water splashing up against it. I mean, absolutely beautiful. How you can think that there's not a God when you look at this beautiful creation. You think something just went bang and this was created? I think not. So, but it's absolutely beautiful. Here he is catching something a little bigger. Does anybody know what he caught? Did I tell you? I told you. You remember what I said?
I do not remember.
Don't remember? We were all pretty excited once we saw what it was.
Oh, yes, you did tell me.
Yes,
But
I
you
did.
wouldn't touch
It
it.
wasn't a shark or something, was it?
Huh?
Said it wasn't a shark or something.
It was not a shark. Look at how rough the water looks though.
So what did he do with it if he wouldn't touch it?
He threw it up there and let it die.
Well, was it a jellyfish? It's an octopus.
It's an octopus.
Yeah.
Yep. And notice he does not grab it. He's got to get the hook out of it. He gets a pair of cutters and he cuts the hook out of its mouth because they got black dye of some sort that they can get you with. So he was very, very tentative with it. But he ended up throwing it back up behind him, and there's the end of it right there. It's trying to go back to the water, and he ends up pushing it back up, and yep, it ended up seeing its demise. There I am standing by the Caribbean Sea. I did not see the pirates. I was looking for them. There is Angel. Great picture of the Eastman family right here. That's not all of them, but that is Jeff, Lexi, Cielo, Jaden, Angel, and Jama. Jama is fueled by Jesus and coffee. Yep, great family. I love supporting them. I can't say enough good about them.
Where is she originally from? This area?
She is not. She's originally from down near Maryland somewhere. He is from Kane. He's very smart. Very, again, I can't say enough. And then we did go here and eat. This was one of the things I wanted to tell you about. Anybody recognize that sign? So we went here. The Dominican Republic has an 18% flat tax. So everything you buy, automatic 18% tax. Then, last year, their legislature included that you now, if you go to a restaurant and eat, they now can automatically put a 12% tax on your bill for a tip. And so I volunteered to pay here. There were 9 of us. My bill came to about $60, and then they added the tax and the tip, and ended up being about $95 when I was done. So it's about a third more. You're going to pay about a third more than what it actually cost you when you go out and eat at a restaurant.
I've heard that when you get these chains in other countries, that they prepare the food to look exactly like the picture. Did you find that picture or no?
I didn't hear anything about that, But they had something here that I'd never seen offered here. They actually had a double fish sandwich. So 2 fish, 2 cheese, tartar sauce, lettuce.
That's because they only catch those little fish.
Well, I've always thought there's not enough fish in a fish sandwich, so I thought if they went double, that'd be perfect. I was actually going to order it double, and I saw that they offered it, so I was like, I know what I'm getting. But yeah, so that's McDonald's, and there's the drive-through. They do have drive-through. I didn't take any pictures inside. That is not the St. Louis Arch. That is an arch in Santo Domingo. Santo Domingo is the capital of the Dominican Republic. We are now headed towards the church where we're going to do a giveaway. Here's the church in Santo Domingo. We had about 85 kids show up. They have wooden benches for their chairs.
Rented benches.
Huh?
Rented benches.
Yeah, evidently. But somebody built those, and then there's their power supply. If you can see, yeah. Here they are singing. I don't know why. I don't know why we can't hear anything here.
Atención y escuchemos atentamente para escuchemos atentamente lo que se va a hablar aquí delante. Yo voy a hacer preguntas y vamos a terminar.
So she's just giving them instructions, and then that's her husband right there. There they are worshiping Jesus. And then this was the most organized gift giveaway because the lady in the yellow was very helpful in keeping the kids organized, and they didn't dare go past her. I don't know what she's ever done, but they didn't test her once.
She hangs the goat.
So she might be the one that hangs the goats. Yeah. But a great group of kids. They all got something. I got to share the gospel with them. Several of them raised their hand to ask Jesus to come into their heart. We looked out. Santo Domingo's is over 3 million people. It's spread out. It's a big city. Well, to go 2 miles, it may take you a half hour to 45 minutes. So the city, has now put in a gondola, people moving, like we have subways and trains and all of that. They've got gondolas, so you can jump in those, and you can go 2 miles in 10 minutes, whereas it might take you anywhere, depending on the traffic, it might take you anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour and a half. So it's just a quicker way to get people around. And so I was pretty fascinated by that. And so the lady that was just leading, she said, my husband works for them. She says, you can go for a ride on that if you want. And I was like, cool. So we went and we jumped on them. Here we are leaving. Notice the tractor in the middle of the road. Those roads are so narrow. I mean, this created a traffic jam, and it was stuck for a little bit because he wanted to go directly to his left. There was a building that was torn down, and he was going to go in there and start scooping up the rocks and stuff to clear it out. So there he is. Look at that old truck right there, that blue truck. There he is, tractor. So here's the gondola, and it's coming around, and then there we are. We're in it. We're up above the city, and I don't know how many miles it goes, but it takes you all across the city. And there's the city skyline way over there. You can see it. But we're having a good conversation. Wait till you see, there's the tops of the houses. Wait till you see what they do on the tops of the houses. Here we go. I have no idea what they're saying. There's the city over there, the heart of the city. Here's Jeff. So just to give you a little idea what it was like, there's one picture I want to show you. There's the city again. Top of the house. I don't know if they're drying their clothes or what they're doing, but they got them all scattered out on top of the house. That black thing is their water tank.
The kids were told to clean their room.
Yeah, it might be. What's wrong with that? That's how I clean my room.
Shall we ask Sheila?
No. So there is the church that we were just in. That's the front of it. Notice the bars and everything. Just you got to keep everybody out. But we were in front of that when we first saw the. All right, that's Saturday. This is a random picture. Anybody know who that is? This has nothing to do with my mission trip. That's Joseph Goebel. And we have a lady. Anybody who knows Lillian Henry at the, y'all know Lillian Henry at the Green? She's 104 years old.
Oh, that's your last name?
That's her last name. Yeah. Her husband, now their daughter told me this. Her husband, when he got arrested, Lillian's husband had to guard him while he was in prison. And they became friends. And he painted a picture of Lillian's husband. And Lillian's daughter, Rebecca, has that picture. And she told me the story, how they became friends and all of that. And of course, he was pronounced guilty through the Nuremberg trial that was overseen by who? Robert H. Jackson, a local boy. And he convicted him and sentenced him, I believe, to death. So that's why they have that picture. I wanted to show that to Rebecca. So, all right. This is Sunday school, Sunday morning at the church where the Eastmans actually pastor. And Jeff built this church as well. Sunday school. This is now the Haitian church. And this group of guys got up and sang probably about a 15-minute long special. They did about 3 songs. And man, I'm telling you, I don't know what they were saying, but you could sense the Holy Spirit in it. There's the pastor's wife leading worship. This is just another, I'm not going to show you that one. All right, this is the one I posted on Facebook if you have not listened to it. Why is this not working? I literally was just bawling when they were, whatever they were singing, it just, very anointed. That's the pastor right there. Most of the songs they sing are right out of the Bible. They just use it and they sing it. I gotta stop it right here. Oh, I did not want to do that. All right, let's go back. Well, anyhow, I was going to show you the one lady. Oh.
Can I ask you a question about that Haitian church where you're looking?
What's that?
Can I ask you a question about that
You have to speak up, I'm hard of hearing.
Oh, that Haitian church, why was there such a, is the aisle between the two where people sit back wide? Or did it just look wide?
Well, when everybody's showing up, it's not, I mean, they put more, they've got, I think 450 or 500 seats that they can actually set up.
Oh.
And they do. So, but anyhow, I wanted to show you one particular oh, come on. There's a lady right here, when it goes over, this lady right there. Her fiance is Jeff's right-hand man, and he's a Haitian, but he is illegal. But they trust him with everything. But he will not come to church because he's afraid they're gonna get him, and he doesn't want to take that chance. So, but he's a really good guy. His name is Mario, and pray for Mario that the Lord will get a hold of him. We're pretty sure he's a believer, but he's not. He hasn't married her, and they keep insisting or encouraging him to get married. This is just more traffic. Just brutal. I'm running out of time. This is Monday morning. This is Pastor Fania standing up. That's Miguel sitting down, and we are making the rice and the pork. That's the pork right there. It's got what's that stuff called? I ate some of it when I was there. It's a banana that tastes like. No, it wasn't a plantain. Platana. Platana it's called, and it tastes just like mashed potatoes. I mean, I couldn't believe. I told Jeff, I said, all this needs is a little butter and salt, and it'd be perfect. But they mix that in there with the pork, and then that's Pastor Fania, great brother in the Lord. That's the rice, cooking the rice. Got to make enough rice for 125. There was some left over. So there's the propane tank to heat the burners right inside the building. Now this is in the side of a church. And then there's the pots that they use. And then here's the process. My job was to hand him the container. He would put rice in it, and then what was after the rice? Then he would put a little piece of pork in platana, and then hand it to the next guy over. He would put the cabbage salad in it, and we just had a little bit of an assembly line there. And there's the rice after it was cooked, and again the pork. That's the cabbage. Really good. I don't know what the dressing is they put on it, but it's really good. This guy he lives up on the hill by their church, but he happened to be walking by when we were there making the food, so he stopped in, and he happened to get a free meal that day. So here's what I wanted to show you. This little girl got picked up at school. This is like public transportation. He's just taking her home from school. Look at, no helmet, just hanging on. He's going to go drop her off at her parents, and then probably go back to the school and pick up another little kid and take them home. But sometimes I think we're too overprotective of our kids, but then I look at this and I go, I mean, I didn't hear of kids getting hurt or whatever. I don't know. These are plantain. So can you tell the difference between the plantain and the banana tree? The plantain is shredded, the banana tree is whole. That's how you tell the difference. That's how they know what are bananas and what are plantains.
So they grow together?
Huh?
They grow together?
They grow in the same field, yep. And this is a piece of property that a lady has donated, and Jeff is planning on building a church here eventually. And there were, I think you can see them somewhere there, right there. Can you see those are the plantains or the bananas, whichever. Yep. In some areas, they cover the plantains with a bag because they say it helps them ripen and it's better for them. But not all of them do it because probably they can't afford it. This was the outreach. That's just a little bug on the wall that I saw, a little gecko. But this is the outreach, school bus, Dominican Republic style. I sent this to the bus garage in Frewsburg. Wondered if they wanted to paint their buses different colors. One of the things down there, our buses have a door halfway back, like a fire. They don't have that door on their buses. So you better get out the front or get out the back.
Because these are our old buses.
Some of them probably are, yeah. But there's Pastor Fania. Despite the Yankees hat, I decided I'd let him take his picture with me. And there I am with my Dominican Republic hat. This was the outreach. They brought in, his church brings in clothes all year long to give away. And then they lay them out there, and the community comes in. Once they hear the service start, they start coming in, and once they find out they can have clothes, they go through them all and find clothes to wear. Right out in front of the church, there's a chicken and a rooster. Right, there's a cotton tree right in front of the church. Can you see the cotton there, the white? There was the flyer that he put out all around town. And Jeff and Jama, there I am in the middle, and then there he is when he was much younger. Yeah. So, called Adorador, which must be musician or something. And I didn't take my guitar this time, which probably good I didn't because my voice was so bad. But my buddy Rick Brolin says, "My favorite Adorador." And then there's the music. But there's one thing I want to show you. There were 3 churches involved with us. This next one there's little Lexi worshiping Jesus. And then here, they're having church. Oh, come on. So, what is that? Sorry. I'm almost done. So this song says, I have a standard. I have a standard. It's my Bible. And when they start singing it, they walk around and they're waving their standard, their Bible around as they're having church. So, that's a good one. All right, I want to get to a really good one here for you. We preached the gospel here. A lot of the community members had come in, sat in the back, and when I gave the altar call, about 15 to 25 people came forward. So it was really, that made it worth the trip. I mean, it was worth it anyhow. But here's the prayer line. There's just all sorts of people, and then after we got done praying for them to accept Jesus, a lot of them wanted prayer for sickness and other things. And then we went back to having church. Jeff is doing some encouraging, and then I really got to get you to this one part because we're getting late. I'm just loving on people there, praying for them. Prayed for Grandma there. There's the food all lined up. They're going to feed them after the service is done. I'm praying for that guy. But there's one more thing I want to show you, and then we'll cut it off. A lot of pictures. There's the food. The pastor bought all of that. Normally he would make it, but he was busy, so he bought it. And then we closed it out with some really good music. I really felt like the Lord wanted to heal that lady's leg. I'm believing that He did. But just a prayer line for healing. Then they start, and here's the part I want to end with. Watch the guy's hands on the tom-toms. Watch his hands. He was soaked through and through when he was done that day. And they're just singing a good old worship song. But there's the kids getting ready to receive their, and again, we did an altar call, and some of them, I had Jama pray with them, just pray a prayer of salvation, and we just believe that lives got changed and souls got saved, and it made a difference. So, and I'm looking forward to going back. So now, other than goats, any other questions? Yeah.
How many people that you were around, the different pastors you mentioned, speak English?
Very few.
Yeah.
Yeah, very few.
And is there, it's Spanish, is it?
Yes,
And is it, the same as?
pretty much.
Haiti?
Yeah, there's, like
Or the same as
like
Mexico?
here we have our northern drawl, there's the southern drawl. They say y'all, we say you. You just go down to the middle of Pennsylvania, they say yuns. There's some little, same with ours, there's little,
Little dialect
yeah,
differences.
but otherwise it's mostly the same.
Are
Yeah.
you gonna start taking a Spanish course?
I have not, I have learned that there are 300 main words in Spanish, and if you can learn those 300 main words, you'll have a pretty good grasp on it. You won't have complete, but you'll have a pretty good grasp. So I am going to try and maybe look up a program that maybe I can at least self-teach a little, so that I can maybe, I'd love to be able to talk with Miguel and Angel and Fania. I'd love to carry on some sort of because there's they try and say stuff to me, they don't get it. I try and say stuff to them that they just kind of, so we start looking around, where's Jeff, where's Jama, so that we can communicate, because we really, you just can tell we love each other. We know we're in this together. We know we're on the Lord's side together. And it would be nice, if I hadn't really committed that I'm going to be going down there consistently, but if it looks like I'm going to be, I think it would be best that I at least try to pick up some of it. So, and you would think with all the apps in the world, you ought to be able to use an app and pick up some. Yeah.
Google Translate.
Yeah, Google
Yeah.
Translate has an app.
So, but I don't want to have to use Google Translate. I want to be able to just carry on
I think would.
I'd love to be able to get to preach a message in Spanish at some point.
I hope this is true. I saw it on the internet last week that the DR is the only flag that has the Bible on it.
Oh, I didn't even realize that, but
It does have, I looked Sunday, the big one upstairs in the center, there's
Yeah.
Bible. Oh,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I did not know that.
And you mentioned the high crime rate. Is it a lot of break-ins and
Yes.
and theft and stuff?
And
How about,
drugs.
like, violent
Yeah.
crime? Is violent crime
There's a little bit. there's a little bit, there's gangs, but it's mostly because of I'm not gonna say it's abject poverty, but it's certainly a lower standard of living than we have. They think, you know, you go into a store, if I go into a store down there by myself, whatever they would charge a Dominican, they're gonna charge me anywhere from 10 to 30% more, because I'm American, I'm white, and they think I'm rich. They just do that. So I did not go shopping anywhere without Jeff in tow, because Jeff knows that, keeps an eye on them. And last year, the souvenir shop that I went in, when they put all the stuff down, the girl says $6,300 or 6,300 pesos, and Jeff was like, let me see them. And she took the receipt right back, and she goes, I'll do it again. And Jeff's like, no, I'll look at it. She goes, no, I'll do it again. And she threw the receipt away. Well, it was 4,700 pesos. So she had jacked it up 1,600 pesos from what it actually was supposed to be, thinking that we were both white Americans and didn't know the language. Yeah. So you do have to be careful. That's a pretty cool picture, though, isn't it? Yep. Again, Jama does a great job. She's really so good with the kids. She's authoritative. She knows her stuff, and they're a great team. And the kids understand this is who we are and what we do. So when they're told, hey, we got to do this, I mean, they jump and do it. So
Obviously, you said they're gonna make, they're selling the house up here. When they decided to do that, was it just something that they talked amongst themselves, or was the whole family?
no, it was the whole family, and this is something they've been down there for almost 7 years now.
So that's their way of life.
It's home for them now.
Right.
Yep. And they're just so good. I mean, Jama, I remember when Jama went down there, I don't think she knew hardly any Spanish, and she can preach now. I mean, she preaches a whole sermon in Spanish, and I'm just really impressed with both of them, and how dedicated and committed they are to what they're doing down there. And you know what? I've had enough conversations with them. They don't have to tell me that they're doing it for the Lord. It is so evident. They're not doing it for applause or, their sacrifices they're making. You don't make those unless you're really doing it for the Lord. And there are some, again, they don't have hot water for showers. 90-degree day. They are smart enough to wait till 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon when it's the hottest, and the water, which is on the roof, is warmed up some, but it's cold water. They're making a sacrifice, but they're doing it with joy, and the Lord is blessing them and honoring them. I mean, again, he's going to be building 2 more, and people are coming to him all the time, wanting to know if they can become a part of their fellowship because they see the legitimacy of their ministry. Yep.
How many other people like yourselves go down and visit them?
So the church that I grew up in, that organization sent a group of 14 there after I went last year. The president of that fellowship and a couple people went down to dedicate the big Haitian church. So they have a conference coming up where there's an evangelist and a couple of other people going. They've got a couple of churches, one down in Mahaffey, PA, and one up in Maine that are really, really big supporters of them as well. And they see how diligent and how committed they are to the work. And that's what people want to see. When you want to give, you want to make sure it's, for the most part, it's going to the ministry. Now, what we send down there, I have specified that I want that to go towards Jeff and Jama living down there and helping them be able to pay their bills and feed their kids. I want to make sure that there's missionaries that are, and they're willing to go and go without to be down there. But I'm just kind of looking at it going, I just think they deserve to be taken care of while they're down there. They've left everything. They're selling their house and committing to be down there. And I just think the church needs to the best of their ability, make sure people like that, if they can be, take care of them. So, yep. All right, well, I got through all my pictures. I'm surprised. Thank you for watching online. Leave a remark. Let me know what you think. Hopefully you could see the pictures. I know it's hard, but I tried to set it up so you could see them. But anyhow, anybody else have anything else you want? All right. Sheila, you want to close in prayer?
Heavenly Father, thank you for this evening that we could come here and see the work that you are doing down there. Lord, I pray for Jeff and Jim and their family, Lord, that you would just continue to bless them and protect them and be with them in all the different things that they have going on down there, Lord. And I pray for souls to be saved, Lord, and we just thank you, Lord, for everything that you've done. Protect us as we go home tonight, be with us watch over us, and we thank you and love you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. And again, pray about, maybe this fall, Rick and I, we're serious about thinking about going down and getting something going. Yep. So, all right. God bless you. Thank you for watching online. And hopefully we'll see you Sunday in church. Don't forget to set your clocks forward this Saturday. Spring ahead.